Shout out again to Greg LUNC. Quant is now in the top 10. Listen to this, top 10 most purchased tokens over the last 24 hours by the 100 biggest, yeah, I said it earlier, Ethereum whale wallets. Source, got to have the source, right? Whale Stats. You can follow them over at, for instance, at Whale Stats. And let's face it, guys, 206,000 followers. They do it all the time. They track it, you name it. Top 100 whales on Ethereum. And it's pretty interesting, to say the least, right? Is something brewing? Something has to be brewing. We talked about this for a while now. Watch what happens with Quant when it comes to this utility run that will kick into what I believe is going to be the real bull run. We get a utility run. I mentioned it, for instance, Quant, XRP, XLM. Those ones stand out for me. Number 4 is definitely XDC, what they provide with the trade sector of the world and so on. But yeah, shout out to Greg for providing this. That was really, really something else. A lot of people are very, very bullish on this, to say the least. Who wouldn't be, right? But yeah, it's really, really cool to see this. And on top of this, before we kick it back into the comments, I want to show you guys this real quick. And is it all just a coincidence? Well, some people feel as though that it could very well be. But if anything, I want you guys to see this, because we've been really consistent with showing Gilbert Verdion's particular interviews. This guy is like a mirror image of what Gilbert was stating back at, for instance, Cybos. Remember Cybos event and so on that happened a couple months ago? This guy is literally saying the same thing. It can't be a coincidence. If anything, let's hear it.
If you know of market fragmentation, where you have, again, all of these separated markets, that's the challenge with liquidity, is that you have to go to so many different venues to conduct transactions. In the future, in the not too distant future, you'll see a unified marketplace for any kind of asset.
Hyper-distributed exchanges, not just decentralized, but hyper-distributed, where they work across multiple chains. So atomic swaps are become real at a hyper-internet scale perspective.
Unify because there was only one winner, or unify because you have interoperability? What do you think?
Because of interoperability. It's essential. There can't ever be one solution provider. There shouldn't be one distributed ledger.
Because there's no one blockchain that's going to rule them all. There's no one monopoly that's going to be blockchain for everyone. Everyone needs choice.
One solution provider. The reason is that means the end of innovation.
And you use the different types of blockchains for your user cases, your requirements. And what we're allowing people to do is combine all the different features of blockchain, so you get the best of all of them, but also try and find the right blockchain for you. And so you don't know if it's a blockchain A, B, or C. You can use Overledger, try that and find the right one and go with that, and then have the option to move between blockchains as well.
Instead of having to go to a separate marketplace to trade commodities, another one to trade securities, it's all on the same baseline rails. What that means is you can have universal rails for all assets.
So there's no one form of interoperability. It's not a technical thing. An atomic swap isn't interoperability. That's one use case. What we've done is we've created universal interoperability.
Enough to know the early days of Google and what it was like to have search engines.
And we even created a search engine which we cheaply called Google with the logo, because I wanted to talk to Google. We put the web on blockchain. And so we actually delivered HTML across multiple blockchains. You can have the web running on blockchain networks.
Google came along and made a simple experience.
Chain-enabled applications with 3 lines of code.
The first 3 assets are tokenized dollars, tokenized fiat, tokenized gold, which is custodied at the HSBC.
Company that was looking to tokenize vaults full of gold into effectively stable coins backed by physical gold.
Literally a mirror image of what he mentioned. I mean, how could you not be excited about what's going on? And for some of the people said, well, there's nobody at the this place isn't a packed house and so on. Come on, some of these particular interviews were from 2019. Not as many people knew about Quant back in 2019. Let's be honest about it. But if anything, it's just, oh my gosh. I mean, when I see this, I think to myself, yeah, 100 plus blockchains interoperable, currently 15 and growing SDKs. What are SDKs? Software development kits. The payment APIs, the banking APIs, every single turn of the corner, Quant does what it makes and creates that interoperability. And with what they got going on, this coming summer in June. These are the reasons why we put out these particular recorded videos, live shows, you name it, because if anything, we have a broader idea of where the real wealth generation comes from. Yes, it's nice to 10x in your particular cryptos. Who wouldn't get excited about that? But as far as developing or getting on board with the generational wealth, these ones stand out. That's the way I look at it.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and subscribe for more information on the ISO 222 compliant tokens, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are aware of the new videos when they come up. Max and I cover these ISOs, and we also have a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. You won't want to miss it. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video.